Hey guys, this is Justin from Cooking with Coit. I specialize in clean comfort cooking, and today I'm gonna show you how to make these super delicious and very healthy kale chips. And if you love this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get started. I love making these kale chips so much because I'm working from home all the time now, and I find myself kind of perusing the kitchen just looking for a quick snack. And what better snack to grab than kale chips? All right, so the first step is to set your oven to 350 degrees. Next up, we're gonna destem the kale. So the technique here is grab your paring knife, and we are going to just trim down the edge of the stem, cutting off all of the leaves. Doesn't have to be perfect, and when you get to the end, you can just kind of roughly like rip the kale into almost chip-sized pieces. Keep in mind that when you're oven roasting the kale, it's going to shrink up a little bit. All right, so let's take all of this kale and dump it in our large bowl. Next, I'm gonna add my olive oil. Now, the amount of olive oil that you add is totally dependent on the amount of kale that you're using. So for this amount of kale, I'm gonna do about 1 to 2 tablespoons. I'm not being too exact here. I'm just gonna make sure that I add enough that it will coat all of the kale leaves. Now is the fun part. We're really gonna get our hands in here. We wanna massage the oil into all of the kale leaves. So next up, we're gonna add our seasoned salt. This happens to be my favorite one. It's from Trader Joe's. It's got the basic stuff like salt, onion powder, garlic powder. Seasoned salt is so important for this recipe because that's where all of your flavor is gonna come from. I usually use about a tablespoon. And now once again, we're really gonna get our hands into the kale and make sure that all the seasoning and the olive oil is spread evenly over every piece. One of the things I love the most about cooking is really getting my hands into the food. Now we're gonna take this bowl of kale and spread it evenly over this baking sheet. This is a standard size baking sheet. It's about an 18 by 13 inch. You can use whatever you have, don't overthink it. What we're trying to do is get as much of this kale onto the baking sheet as possible without overcrowding the kale. Depending on the size of the baking sheet that you have, you might need to do these in batches. Now we're gonna pop this kale in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, but it's so important that you keep your eye on it because we don't want the kale to burn. I just took them out of the oven and these look perfect. So this is what you wanna look for. They've turned a little bit less green, a little brown, but you'll notice none of these guys are burnt. Look at how crispy that is. Awesome. All right, so before I get to the taste test, if you're loving this video and you wanna see more healthy recipes just like this one, check out my healthy recipes playlist. Okay, let's see how these taste. These are so good. These kale chips are the perfect healthy snack. I know you guys are gonna love them. Best of all, they're only 3 ingredients and they only take 15 minutes. Definitely give them a try. I'll see you next time.